And welcome. Hey folks, this is Jupiter from Manlius, New York, and I am here to let you know that we are in week 6 of the Premier League. And let me dumb down this music a little bit, it's a little bit loud. But as always, we have the Bass Rebels playlist from Spotify, which lets us play music on while we play. But today, what I have for you is I have the game between Lorenzo and Dammat96. This game has a little bit on the line as far as the standings and stuff for the league go. Um, the league is wrapping up. There's a lot of cool races going on right now. In Group A, it's like Dave Cordero is and Nathan Starwald are vying for that fourth position. In the positioning doesn't even matter about their games they played at this point because they both are done. But what it does matter is the game between George Kegel and Cav. Like the winner of that game will pretty much define who that is. But you can see all around me right now too that we have our next event coming up soon. It will be on December 5th at 11 a.m. Eastern, $10 entry fee. But this time we got a little bit of a twist to it because what we're doing is helping raise money for Doctors Without Borders, and Doctors Without Borders is a charity that basically is frontline combating COVID. So we decided it would be a great idea to see if we could find sponsors to match what you pay. So your cash will still go into the prize pool, and will just like last month, where we had a $255 prize for first place, and we paid out through place 8, and it was 89 people. So this time around, we're hoping to get more. And the kicker to that is that right now we have over $9 per person pledged. So every time, if you sign up for $10, 9 of that dollars is being matched by somebody to go to this charity, to go right up there to the Doctors Without Borders. So that's pretty awesome. We thought it would be cool to be in the giving season, and there's lots of awesome people out there that are basically helping us see this goal through. So. There will be a $75 gift card from Luxurious Playstyle. So that's even bigger than the 20 Amber that we had last time. Now you get a gift certificate that lets you get up to $75 worth. That means you could get Dark Amber and still have 20 extra bucks to throw at Maddie to get something else. Like if you wanted to get a set of keys or whatever, that $75 gift card is pretty awesome. So super thanks to that and Luxurious Playstyle again. They have been fantastic supporters of Keyforge, like through and through, and their quality of product is absolutely amazing. I know the price may be offsetting to some, but I promise you that it would be the best thing that you could get if you're really die hard into Keyforge, as the quality of product is absolutely amazing. So I have these guys on hold waiting for me. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump on over to the poster show, boom, 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 what I call it, the poster show, and we are going to look at some decks. So the first deck that we see that we're going to be seeing played today is Artemis at Land Vault Playwright. This is an 83 SAS deck, pretty good. Has a decent amber control, good estimated amber. A little bit weak on board control, but it does have 17 raw amber. So it's looking to kind of go fast and race and use the inner furnaces to offset any matching, right? Like if he's trying to match with them and race with them, basically he can use the Infurnaces to kind of slow them down in the rock grubs and kind of push them out of the way. But for the most part, he's all in on the Science Officer Morpheus, maybe getting a lot of value and basically being able to control his opponent's amber using the tributes and the Infurnaces and stuff to kind of just hold him at bay. This is a pretty good adaptive deck. It seems a little bit harder to play, but with practice, it gives you that little bit of edge. The other deck that we have being played today is Whisperia Guerrera Fondeo Invisible. And this is a 70 SAS deck, which, as you can see, is much lower than the other one, but it has some Sins, it has some Infernuses, 3 Infernuses to be for sure, 3 dynamic charges, 2 standardized testing, so lots of board control, lots of amber control, not so fast on creating the amber with raw amber. The raw amber is low at 7, but it's looking to basically just dominate the board and win. So this poses an interesting matchup as far as who will prevail. The fact that both sides have amber control and only one side has board control, that might come into play, but basically how much is the amber control in Wisperia enough to offset Artemis's pace? That will be the question today. As we tune into their game, the guys are already here ready to go, so I'm going to give them the thumbs up and let's play. So let's play this game out and see how it goes. Hopefully they'll stay on screen for me. They won't get too wide, but you never know, right? Never know, never know. So we are on the move, and we basically see that first turn Dammat has played a Lieutenant Governor and passed, and then Lorenzo comes back quickly with a lay of the land to take a peek and look at the top 3 of his graveyard. He plays then a Officer Gray, uses it to reveal an Exhumed to put it into his archive, and then a Galactic Census to gain some amber, and a Medic Ingram on the way with a ward for the Information Officer Gray. Then he passes over to Dammat as Dammat ponders his next movement. And basically Dammat plays Diametric Charge and gains an amber. Doing a little bit of damage and getting some amber back in return, and there's another one. Chucking charges, and now there's an Infomorph and a Munchling to the board, and he passes back to Lorenzo with amber count 2-2. So Lorenzo chooses House Saurian. He plays a Brutodon Auxiliary and then plays a Pterodactyl. Gains an amber due to the Imperium. Being able, and then he wards his 2 creatures, and then he just passes back. 3-2 amber count. Make sure that you sign up for the event up top. I left the poster up so you guys could see it. Ah! Holiday seasons. Santa Chota is in town, bringing all kinds of wild gifts. All right, so we see Dammat starting his turn. He goes into an Infernus turn. He plays his first Infernus, assuming that he will be targeting this Imperium and this Gray. Oh wait, he takes Lay of the Land and Galactic Census. Okay. So and then he comes back. He's gonna grab the other 2. Okay. Or will he? Yep, there goes Ingram and the Imperium. So already starting to see some Infernus pacing come into play. And he's denying Lorenzo some of his utility cards for the future. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. The amber count is now 2-0. As the Infernuses were able to gobble up the ambers. The board gets too wide, I will switch out to show you the full body scene. Still getting used to my new layouts, but so far so good. It's been a good ride. All right, so we see here comes Lorenzo's turn now as he starts to choose and he goes into Star Alliance. So he'll be looking to make his play. He's taking his time here to ponder what he wants to do in Star Alliance. All right, so he goes to Star Alliance just to play a force field, attaching it to the gray, and then he plays a Light of the Archons on top of the force field. So he's looking to really protect the armor, mastery armor gray, the information officer gray. Force field makes it so that every time he reaps, he'll get warded. Okay, the Orb of Wonder comes into play. We see it followed up by a champion NFL. Lieutenant Gorvanal. Now he's bringing low his opponent. So it only nets him one amber because he's not over 6, so there's no pull down from that. It's like basically the fixed version of Doorstep to Heaven. So now we see a Fawn of the Eye and a Grey Rider, and the Grey Rider comes in getting getting people ready to fight. So we see 4 amber on Dammat's side and no amber on Lorenzo's side as we push through this. So we are waiting on Lorenzo's turn. The pace is starting to a thinking man's game here. Turn 4, having to think about the game. Board state getting more and more complicated each turn. So Lorenzo plays a red alert, gets some value off of that, kills some of the smaller stuff. Ooh, and he follows up again with a zap to really put the kibosh down. And here comes the Morpheus. That's the engine that he really wants to protect and get on board. So we'll see what happens. Morpheus is almost a must deal with, like a threat that has to be taken out right now if this game doesn't want to get too nuts quick. Alright, we're still waiting on Dammat as he is surveying his situation. Can't be too happy with the idea of that science officer sticking around behind that taunt. It's a well-protected science officer at this point. If he doesn't have the direct damage in his deck to really deal with it, let's see, what does he have? We know that he already played out like 2 of his dynamic charges, so that's not going to cut it. Fangs of Gizzleheart, not high enough, not big enough. The Smite is not enough to get through the armor, because you have to attack the taunt creature first as well. So it looks like he doesn't really have an answer. He could double down it, like, and hope he knocks it out of his hand or Hysteria, but it just comes back anyway. There's not really a great solution for him here, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes about. So it looks like he is going to try to double down on it, and he does not hit it. He hits the Eratomi. He does buy himself a turn to get rid of some of this stuff on the board. Because if he has the Hysteria, he doesn't want to put the auxiliary back in his hand. China is going to be very difficult to deal with. And so far, it looks like Lorenzo is dominating in asserting his board control a little bit more powerfully than Dammat. Just kind of expected in the early part of the game. I expected Artemis to have a thing, but I think the longer the game goes, the more Dammat is going to be able to kind of start to get some of his lockdown pieces in place. So this game is still very close. It's only 6-4 on Amber. Oh, excuse me. As Dammat is going to push himself to check here and put himself on 6 Amber and continue to try to push a little bit of tempo here. So he went and used his orb to get one of his sins. And I'm guessing he has another one or he wouldn't have brought that one out. And that's the Taunty Sin Wrath. There's Gluttony, who's going to get basically exalted too because of the 2 sins that are in play. I'm assuming he doesn't have his 3rd sin. But he does have 2 taunts next to Gluttony. And then Gluttony will be able to eat that Amber soon, like as soon as it reaps. And each friendly creature, so that means he gets all the ambers that are on the board right now. Seems pretty good. Now the question here is, will he use his Officer Gray to fight into the Wrath? So we see Lorenzo taking his time as he thinks about his next turn and what lines he wants to take and how he wants to deal with the amber surge that is starting to accumulate here with Dammat has a Dominator Wobble and 2 of his 3 sins on the board. His other sin was... Which other sin does he have? Gluttony, Pride, and Wrath. So Pride is his other one. Pride would be the one that wards all the sins. So that would have got pretty ugly quick if you let that light go through. So we shall see. So you see the tribute came into play for Lorenzo and basically kept Dammat off pace again. So Lorenzo continues to take these little pullbacks and trying to get moving here as Dammat continues to try to keep building his board state and trying to build his control. So I can only think the longer this game goes, the more it's going to favor Dammat's deck, but at the same time, it seems that Lorenzo's deck is doing just fine at maintaining its pace. And with the amount of raw amber in Lorenzo's deck, there is a good chance that, like, if he gets moving, like if he finds that hole where he doesn't get a pushback from Dammat, that he can go straight to 3 keys pretty quickly. Whereas Dammat's going to have to work a little bit harder in getting his value up with only having 9 raw amber. He's going to have to work a little bit harder to get reaps and find ways to be creative about creating that amber. Numbers don't always tell the tale, but in this scenario, it seems like there really aren't enough amber tricks in Dammat's deck to spike him, so he has to be consistent and he has to find that controlling element that will put him above where he needs to be. We see the angry mob. 2 squires. So here we go with that control factor. Starting to see a lot of it. So he rips him back down to 1 amber and he ends his turn with 4. So seeing the chess match here as it goes back and forth. Eventually all this amber will end up somewhere. And Gluttony is a good creature. If it doesn't die soon, there it goes. He's going to kill it before it gets a chance to eat all this ember and make value. Here comes Science Officer Morpheus to basically give Dammat something to have to think about. I don't see. I pretty much see this going back into Sanctum and Angry Mob, basically attacking Science Officer Morpheus for value and the ability to go get another Angry Mob and put it into play. And then he could just reap with the squires, and he'd be sitting on check. So it's not a bad choice. But we don't know what's in his hand. He might have something better to do. We shall see as we go forward. Alright, so we see Lorenzo taking his turn finally, going into the Saurian house. He's going to use his Favor of Rex to trigger the Squire Ellis ability to basically capture 2. He captures it onto his Pterodactyl. Then he is going to use his Pterodactyl to clear the board up a bit and get himself his Amber Spike and play a warded. Okay, now he made it so it can't be stolen back with the Odak. So strong turn there. That was a big one for Lorenzo, as Dammat now has to find an answer. So they're asking about favor X says trigger the play effect of a creature as if it had if he had just played it, and so by playing it on the Ileus, he made it capture 2 more, and then he killed it to get the value off of it. So that was like a 3-point swing of extra amber there. But that is the correct way that that card works because it makes the creature basically trigger that play effect on itself. That was the question in hand. The autoencoder a little bit late. Will it be enough time? So Lorenzo is at 1 key. Plays out an Obsidian Forge now. That's after he just forged, putting even more pressure and speed onto this. There comes the Science Officer again and the Rock Grub for extra value. Another Rock Grub. So he exhumed the Science Officer to bring it back and get double value off of these Rock Grubs. And the Lethal, and then now the Bloodshard Imp for extra oomph. Trying to find some value out these Infernuses, but that Science Officer surviving is going to be a headache. It is one of the keys to the game. Oh, and he Hysteria is all that back. Hmm. So he purges Tribute and Imperium this time around. There's the inspector. This key has tax on it, folks, so it's not going to get made. Lorenzo keeps maximizing that Morpheus. That was one of the keys to victory that I had pointed out. So you're starting to see him starting to overwhelm Dammat because he's been able to keep that guy alive and just keeps getting extra and extra value. And we know that when he comes back into Dees, he's going to get that even that much more value. So Dammat has conceded, and they are going to move to game 2. So we're gonna switch on over to the next game as we talk a little bit more. All this information about this tournament that we're having for these people up here. This tournament is right there on the www.crazyandkillingmachinenetwork.co.uk. That is where you can find any information about the league, how the standings are going, who is in the top 6 or top 4 of each group, like out of the 4 groups, like all that stuff is coming to a boil, so you can go look it up and see it. We'll have this once all the standings in. I will have a YouTube video made up to kind of discuss discuss who is getting through and who is not, and we will kind of get ready for that next fight. Oh, they forgot to make it in reversal, so we must try again. But so there is a lot of there's a lot of fun and a lot of steam. But moving forward for season 2, we're gonna we're looking at ways to make it more exciting and more interesting for what we're going on. So stay tuned for that. We already have one person qualified for season 2. That's Jason Vargender, aka Jason, aka J Power. Congratulations on winning our first tournament, our inaugural November tournament. $10 entry fee. You won $255. Plus, he got an entry into season 2. Plus, he's just a great guy, so he deserves to be there, and he's qualified. So that's great. So congratulations to Kip on their success there. They had 2 people place in the top 4, so that was a pretty solid showing. Who is going to play first? Get on first. I believe Dammat is going to want to play first, as he did concede game 1 to Lorenzo. Lorenzo played a great game. He got his Morpheus online, had it lined up the way it needed to be. It'll be interesting to see if Dammat can pilot Lorenzo's deck in that manner, if he got any tips from it. But I think that Lorenzo, again, being one of the Hamburg Atlanteans, has done a phenomenal job of getting things moving. So let's get back to the game now as they're ready to go, and they're getting ready to go. So we'll see what happens. So they've each drawn. Good starting hands, it looks like. It should be a pretty good time here. As again, these two look to duke it out. As you can hear, little thunder thighs in the background there. Harlan is getting his workout. Alright, so the game is on their way. They're ready to move in. We are moving in. So here's an Eratomi to start the game. Strong first turn play because it allows you to kind of scare your opponent into the idea that if you play as two or more creatures in any house, you get to basically rip one of them. So that's a very strong first turn card. All right, but it's responded to with a cyber clone. So now the Iritomi is in the ballpark of the Logos house on Lorenzo's side, and it removes the Iritomi from the game. It is purged and gone. So strong development there as he passes back to Dammat. And now Dammat has to make moves. So we see lay of the land, so he gets to peek and see what he's going to do as far as what he wants to bring to his hand and get played. So we see a warded Medic Ingram come onto the board, and it is carrying with her a force field and I think it's just a force field. I can't see. I don't like the way these things stack up. They make it so impossible. It's so hard. All right, gonna have to just leave it. I can't figure it out. I think it's just one card. Yep, so it's just one card, just a force field. So now he's gonna be able to do a couple things. Yes, phone. Do you want to say hi? Do you want to say hi to everyone, Harlan? My baby boy. Here. Here. Your YouTube kids. Say hi. Say look right there.
Piano.
You want the piano? Is there a piano? Do you know how to get to the piano? I think Harlan likes pianos. Here you go, buddy. Piano. All right. So my little Wolfgang Mozart. See what happens. All right, so it looks like we had a big turn here as Lorenzo commits and gets his Infernuses in play. Plus, he gets Gluttony out there to just start the show as far as that goes. So, and the Eritomi is there again now in the Logos house because the clone is cloning the Eritomi. So we'll see what happens. The favor of Rex on Cyber. Okay, so yes, it would be play. Yes, that is exactly how it should play. I'm sure we're going to break the TCO server with this ruling, with this play. So basically he's going to just do it manual. Basically, he broke the game by playing Favor of Rex onto the Cyberclone to make it into a Gluttony. He still has to fix the 6 power. There we go. Cyberclone is going to pose a problem. Especially if there's like a purge event. It is now basically a demon sin. It's not going to register as a demon sin. It will probably register as a mutant. Crazies. So we see Bonesaw coming into play. He's going to reap. He's Hysteria, and now he's going to go back in and rip some of these cards out of the graveyard. Keep pressure on. This is the way that like Dammat's deck was supposed to be playing last round, where he was supposed to be able to counter and suppress the plays from Lorenzo's deck, but he didn't get out to the same kind of start, and now Dammit is kind of like vying. So now you're going to see, does Lorenzo's deck have enough wheels and enough raw amber to overcome the early suppression from Lorenzo? But Lorenzo's deck now has more raw amber, but Dammit's deck that Lorenzo is playing has more control. So interesting matchup. Again, we see some of those control elements coming into play now. And so it's like punch and counter punch. It's like Dammit's deck is always trying to make amber. And there's the Morpheus. Again, the Morpheus is what broke the game last time. I expect it, if it's played in a good way here, like where he gets the best value out of it, that we will see it take over the game again. If not, then I could see Lorenzo's deck being able to keep up and disrupt enough. So I see quite the game shift moving on here. So Angry Mob like ran through his deck or through Lorenzo's deck to get another Angry Mob, and basically he's using it to cycle through his deck quicker. The Amber control is still playing a factor, but we do see the Morpheus in play now. So now we're going to start to see 2 times the effect. This is going to be dangerous for Lorenzo if he can find better, like keep finding ways to protect the Morpheus. And there's a lot of wards now, so he's going to have to commit to killing that thing. But it is also behind a taunt creature, which doesn't leave him too many options. This is the point of the game where Dammat's deck is going to start to really put pressure on. And you see he draws into a stealth mode, Light of the Archons, and a Zap. So that raw Amber and Disruption all coming into play here. I think this is where we're going to see the corner turn, and the game is going to start to get a little bit more in the favor of Dammit. But there is still an Infernus in hand on the other side, so that's big, with a Dominator Bauble and a Wrath as well. So there could still be some shenanigans. The Walking Nightmare is good too. Waking Nightmare, sorry. There's the Wrath. So he recognizes the threat of having to get rid of Medic Engram so that he can't continue to keep pressing the Morpheus. So that was a wise play. It's like he was playing against his own deck or something. You guys cannot see the Wrath off to the side of the board, so I'm going to open this up a little bit. We'll stretch this out. We'll go to full view here since the board has gotten quite big. These guys are getting real with it. Woo, I'm big. Look at me, I'm huge. Big in China. Alright, there we go. I'll hide out right here. I'll hang out on the corner. That will be my hot spot for this. So we see the stealth mode did get played in the Zap, so we're definitely on pace. And now I could see maybe the Light of the Archons just getting played onto the Science Officer Morpheus just to give it more background, like more buff. Or you could put it on the Tricerian Legionnaire and just make it harder to get to Morpheus too. So just a couple options here. This will be ready to go as soon as it's over. It's going to go straight to being uploaded. So if you want to check the updated standings after this game, you can go check it out at the web page, the https colon backslash www.crazykillingmachine.co.uk. That is the spot. That's the spot you want to be at if you want to see anything related to the KFPL. Harlan is good to go. That's what I was looking at this last couple minutes was Harlan is finally off of his COVID watch. So he is good to go back to school tomorrow, but it's Friday, so I had to tell them I wasn't going to bring him in on Friday just for one day. That wouldn't do well for him. So he will be back on Monday. All right, so we're getting to that saturation point again, where like, damn it, now is the one that is he's kind of withholding the storm, and that science officer is sticking. So like he's starting to put that pressure on, and at some point, Lorenzo's deck, if it fails to respond, is going to just get blown out, like what happened in the other game. So it's very important at this point now that Lorenzo finds a way to maintain his pace. My diabetes pills. Just had a bowl of noodles, and I was like, you know what? I didn't take my pills today. Yep, I was feeling that. Blood sugar way too high. Come on down. Obsidian Forge. It's interesting that he played the Forge before he used his Tachyon pulse. Alright, so Dammat goes up to 12. Pushes his Amber up there. Getting back all his Amber from that Lieutenant. He draws into straight gas in the Saurian house. This is what I'm talking about, folks. This is where it's going to get a little bit hard for Lorenzo. Because now everything's coming out ×2 if he doesn't get rid of that Morpheus, and that next turn could be the straw that breaks the camel's back. See all the value that those dinosaurs would have had if that science officer had survived, but Lorenzo knew that, so therefore he took care of the the issue. These games are going quite the distance as far as time goes as well, because it's such a punch and pull until something breaks. It's like a really long game of tug of war, and like you got to keep pulling until somebody gives up. So Lorenzo puts himself back onto check there and passes back to Dammat, and Dammat goes quickly back into the Saurian house. Lorenzo does have 3 cards archived. Here comes my Harlan! Do I say hi? Hugs? Oh! Hugs? Say hi! Say hi! Say hi! I love you. Bye. I was very relieved that he has not shown signs. Alright, so Lorenzo conceded. Dammat wins. There's 27 minutes. We'll go ahead and get the bidding done right here. So Lorenzo is on 0. So we're bidding on Lorenzo's deck, which has been able to overrun the stalling deck. So on both game counts. There's definitely a point where Lorenzo's deck is definitely overwhelming this other deck. But how good has this other deck come out? I don't know. I don't think I've seen a great start from it yet, but it seems very average across the board, and I don't know if it has an explosive start. So it'll be interesting to see where Dammat thinks his deck where his deck like falls off, or where he thinks his deck can compete with Lorenzo. So far we're up to 4 change. They're doing a traditional 1-for-1 so far. No big jumps. This next bit of 5 is almost not worth it. I think 6 is the right one to make sure that you get the value of one card down. If you bid 5 and your opponent bids, you're just giving your opponent a chance to bid 6 and still not be penalized as well. I think the difference between 5 and 6 is really not that great. Alright, so there's that bit of 6 by Dammat. I think that you'll see a 7 come back from Lorenzo. Now we're starting to get tight. I think you push 8 here and see if he'll bite on 9, because 8's not that bad, but I don't think I go past 9 if I was Dammat. That would be my thought, but I could be wrong. Bidding is the trickiest thing in Keyforge. So Dammat lets it go at 7. Okay, Lorenzo at 7 playing first. All right, so here we go. The bidding is done. The war is ready to commence. Again, I'm going to give you all the information about the tournament coming up on December 5th. $10 entry, just like before, and just like before, the cash prizes will be there. Just like before, there's an even bigger luxurious playstyle giveaway for just coming and participating in the event. Plus, this time around, we have sponsors for our charity, Doctors Without Borders, and right now we are up to over $9 per person, like in change. So we're hoping to hit $10. So all of the money that you put in is matched and going to a charitable fund on Christmas, in the month of Christmas, Festivus, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate, even if you just celebrate good times of the year spend with your family. But the fact of the matter is that the Keyforge community is doing it big and doing it good, and I'm very proud of what this first season of KFPL has done. It took off way faster than I expected, and it's doing good things. Now we're starting to do charities. We're starting to see ways to kind of recycle the money to you guys and stuff. And again, we get nothing for it. All we do is donate time to you guys, and we try to push as much of it back at you as we can. This is not for profit at all. Kudos to you guys for making it interesting, and maybe this will help spark up some curiosity in more competitive players and like people who want to do something that has a chance of turning out like good prizes and fun stuff. So it's what that is, and I'm excited for the fact that we are moving and trucking along. So details for season 2 will be coming soon. They're in talks now. I have nothing to leak for that at this point, but I do have to leak this one more time that on the 5th of December at 11 a.m. Eastern, we're going to start this Santa Chota Claus event, and lots of good things are going to be going to everything. So I'm excited. I'm genuinely excited for how much you guys have fed back to us and the amount of work that we put into this. It's very gratifying to have the participation and the love that we've been getting. So make sure you thank Z for doing all these tournaments. You thank Carl, thank Steve, Muffins, all those people who have been directly helping out with this whole process behind the scenes and in front. So yeah, good times. It's been great. So I'm excited to see this game 3, folks, as it's going to come down to it. Is 7 chains going to be enough to stop the monster? That's the question. So let's get back into this game right here. As you can see, we're adding the chains as we speak. And we're going to go back to the poster show, because the poster show is where it's at, because it lets you see this awesome Chota Claus. Chota Claus, woo! Yeah, it's Carl's Chota Claus. He lost it, and Steve found it for him. So, Chota Claus for the win. Maybe for the 5th of December, no, I can't. I was going to say for the 5th of December event, maybe I dress up as Chota Claus, but I don't think I'm going to do that, because I have to take my cat in to get spayed that day as well. So I'm going to have to go sometime in the afternoon and pick him up, but I'll leave the stream in capable hands with the people there. Spooky down music, baby. Woo! Alright, so opening turn, Lorenzo instantly goes into the Obsidian Forge state of mind and gets moving there. And Lorenzo gets medic and a walls on board. Now we haven't seen walls yet. That might add a whole nother element of speed to this. Is he's going to be able to dig to his Morpheus if that walls is not answered. But I'm going to assume that the walls gets answered right here in Sanctum. Oh no, he's going Logos. He has Logos. Oh, he's going to use the clone. Yeah. Excuse me. Whew. I missed my Keyforge coffee break. If you guys didn't know today too, like every day, Monday through Friday, from 1300 to 1400, go check out Lavernus Twitch, LAV something Twitch, Lavernus Twitch. That's Cam, my boy Cam, and he does a Keyforge coffee break where he takes time out of his day during his lunch break, and he just comes online and plays some Keyforge with people. And I know that I'm there all the time. Brett's been there. I've seen Morpheus, a couple of other people. So, um, make sure you're supporting these Twitch people, man. They've been doing a good job of trying to keep things interesting, and it's fun to watch people play Keyforge with other people and listen to them talk and stuff. So. I'd like to see more of that in the process, so let's do it. Support that Lavenous Twitch. Lavenous Twitch is what I believe it is. Lavenous Twitch. Very sad when I don't get to have my coffee break with Cam. See Lorenzo and Dammat going back and forth, punching it out. These early turns are starting to be very familiar. And Dammat is making his move. He's capturing Amber, doing the things he needs to do to get productive, and now he has to find ways to make these Ambers count. Furnace is still the meddler. He's like the Kool-Aid man. The Kool-Aid demon. I'm gonna start calling Infernus Heavy D. The Kool-Aid man. Again, you're seeing like Dammat's deck just having trouble gaining traction. Low raw amber. Not enough ways to get amber off of his guys into a valuable. Like it's all on gluttony. Like if gluttony can't do it, then it's not going to happen. Now if he can hit this, if he can hit a gluttony for full value and get the reap on gluttony for full value, then this game is probably a lot different. But that's a one-trick pony to like getting an out here. Like even the hysteria right now is kind of not great because you're gonna give 6 amber back with the chance of getting maybe 4 amber taken out of the discard pile. Hey buddy, what's up? Want to sit on my lap? Come sit watch the game with daddy? Come on. Oh! Say hi, Harlan. Say hi, everybody. Say hi, everybody. Xbox. What? Can you say hello? Say hello. Say hello. Here, let's do it this way. Ready? Let's do it your way. Ready? What does this say? Ready? What does this say? What's that say?
Hello.
Hello.
Phone.
What's that say?
Everyone.
What does it say together?
Phone.
It says hello everyone.
Phone.
Can you read it?
The phone.
You just want the phone. Say hello everyone. Harlan's a good reader. Aren't you, Harlan? Get down. Put your feet down. You want the other phone?
Phone.
Okay. Alright. Let's see how much we got charged here. We got 36% on this one. I know this is your favorite. There you go. Okay. Alright. So we see some amber pushing going on now, huh? I missed a little bit here. Bloodshard Imp is an interesting card. It makes things interesting. Looks like we have a Infernus Hysteria turn coming up here. I think. So he's going to be able to Infernus here, take 2 more cards out of play, so that the thing, and then he's going to have the ability, I think, to take 2 more. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's still going to be some in that discard pile, but in his own discard pile, he only has 1, 2 pips. So these 2 will probably end up being gone. But on their kickback from the other side, when this Infernus gets replayed, if it gets replayed, it might not get replayed right away, but we'll see. I have a strong feeling that the next turn on Lorenzo's side is going to be in Star Alliance, but we'll see. Actually, maybe not, because there's not really any creatures for him to load up with, like, his Star Alliance is kind of just weird, because, like, you don't want to blow up your Obsidian Forge with your Tacky Impulse, but it will get rid of the font, which would help. Do you really want to get rid of your own? So here he's getting his next two cards of value out of the discard pile, which I'm guessing will be like Imperium with, maybe both Imperiums. I don't think I'm that scared of either one of these other two cards. Oh, he gets Census and Rex, okay. And then he's going to play Inspector and Pride and Bonesaw, and then there's the Waking Dead to tax the key and make it not come out just yet. Game is coming down to it. So Dammit pulls it out in the end. There you go, folks. There you have it. Um, what a good game. What a good set of games here by Dammit and Lorenzo. And we will go ahead and I'll advance this into the. Let's see. Let's take a peek at what we think happens here in their bracket with this result. This was a Group D game. D as in Delta. Standings pretty close. Like Dammit was 3-2 and Lorenzo was 3-2. So this game did matter. This is a hot one. This is a hot take. Let's see what happens here as we put Dammit up 2-1 on Lorenzo. Submit the score. Now we're going to refresh this bracket. Let's take a look at what Group D is looking like. So, as you can see, currently Group D has Andy Ming sitting alone at 5-0 at the top. So he's pretty much secured and locked into next round. Dammit going 4-2 now is secured going into the next round. Lorenzo has fallen down a little bit at 3-3, but we still have Erie Daily to go and Fierza, which will be a top-notch match. So Vincenzo still has a chance as well. Lorenzo, even with that loss, could still maybe make it in, depending. His Buckhold score is an 11, so he's up, but it really is going to depend how certain things unfold here. So Erie versus Fierza is if Erie can beat Fierza, that helps his teammate out a lot. And then Vincenzo versus George. If Vincenzo wins, that helps their case out too, because it gives them another 3-3 to have potential. So we could potentially still see two Hamburg Atlanteans moving on through this round. And then we do have Andy Ming versus Toe of Doom, which could bring another 3-3 into the mix if Toe of Doom could get that victory over Andy Ming, but his Buckhold score is only 7, so I don't think it would shift that much with the victory over Andy, but I could be wrong because I don't really fully understand Buckholds to know how that works. But this is the system that we have, so this is the system that we use. So good luck the rest of the way to Lorenzo, and hopefully he can still find a way to squeak in, as he played great Keyforge this round. But the big match left now is Erie versus Fierza, and that one will go a long way into determining how this bracket is going to end up. So with that said, this is Jupiter from Manlius, New York, reminding you that we do have an event coming up on the 5th of December. Chota Claus, is basically sharing his spirit, and we're going to donate to Doctors Without Borders. Basically, we're looking to make sure that we're doing something COVID related, since COVID sucks, and we're basically trying to get out of 2020 and get past this COVID crisis that has been afflicting everyone in the world. So we're all in on that. So let's keep our heads up and let's keep positive. These events are made to be fun and exciting, and I'm excited to see what happens with this tournament, because like I said, we already have a pretty good amount of matching. There's a lot to go on, and I'm hoping for 100 people, man. That would be like my Christmas miracle is 120, right? Get us to 120, and that would be insanely awesome. But that probably won't happen this time around. But if we keep growing, keep spreading the word, maybe people will come. And like I said, in this one, like your $10 is like being matched by people basically to give to charity. So you could think of it as your entry into the event is a charity, is a gift from the people donating to you to play, but your $10 goes to the charity in response. So with that said, there you go, buddy. So with that said, this is Jupiter from Malleus, New York, and I say thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that game. It was a good one. And just keep forging keys. That's what we do here. We forge keys.